How are you improving your public speaking skills as you gain experience?
So what's really funny is when I was my work study at Stanford, the job that I did all before the 3.5 years of my undergraduate career was teaching this public speaking class. And what I realize now looking back on that is that we were again trying to teach the generic kind of here are the 10 things to make you a good public speaker. Like there was some answer to how a good public speaker is. And part of what I think makes a truly great public speaker is someone who, they're present. They're not, there's no unfiltered, they're not trying to tell you a joke just to be, if they're funny, they'll tell you a joke. But they're not trying to put that joke in there just to lighten up the audience. So recently I get one of the greatest compliments on public speaking, which is this guy, this friend of mine in Austin walked up to me after I gave a talk about the Austin entrepreneur scene. And he said, it's really weird. You do everything wrong. Like from a good public speaking point of view, you pace around, you do this, and yet it's working for you. So keep doing it. And so I thought, okay, that's great. So I think it's like part of this process of, you have to gain these skills, you have to deliver, make a point, you have to do all those things. But at some point you have to really be present in the moment, because you're trying to bring a field of consciousness, or you're trying to bring something into a field of shared reality, right, with you and the audience. And it's really interesting, because if you go with too much of a plan, then you don't realize you need to take a right turn here, and then you miss that opportunity. You needed to take that right turn. You needed to dig into the ground to get back up.
Yeah.
So I try to go. I mean, it's really fun, because every time I do a talk, even if it's to talk about the same thing, I always come back to it and I say, okay, what's the best way to express it today? Yeah. And so what I found is every talk that I do, whether it's on bootstrapping or MRE or when I come back to it, because I take it all apart again and put it back up together again, I find a new way to express it. And then I don't get too attached to my plan for when I'm in the talk. I was like, I've got the basic outline of what I'm going to do, and then the moment's going to kind of take me. So I end up spending more time on this part than I thought I was going to, or on something that I never planned to, but it was the right thing for that situation.